So we survived the amazing Fantasy 15 drop. Where do we go from here? So AF15, as we know, dropped last week, and it was a big one. I was excited. I got a couple of them. Let's talk about where do we go from here. But first, let me do a couple housekeeping things. So first of all, I am selling these Sleepin' Comics hats. A lot of people have asked for it. Tried to figure out a fun way to do it. And so I'm only releasing 100 of them. The number one I will be giving to my wife. They'll have individual numbers in gold, 1 through 100, and a lot of people have already signed up. If you're interested, DM me on Twitter. They are $30 plus shipping. And if you live overseas or in Canada, wherever it is, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. There will be some utility with it. Definitely, probably some giveaways. Definitely, probably some weekly information. So if you're interested, there are a number of them left. Let me know, and you can pick your number if it hasn't been taken. It'd be great to have you guys buy one, and hopefully that you have fun with them. I'll have other stuff too, maybe some hoodies or other things coming down the pipe. But I thought it'd be fun to just do some hats to start with. Okay, so interesting. Let's talk about this AF15 drop. Just my thoughts, just kind of right out of the gate. We learned a couple things. The mint number, 10,000, which, and as we know, there are 6,000 commons and then all the way down to 250 secret rares. And wow, did it pump. So the commons are around 800 and the secret rares are around 20,000 plus right now. And we knew it was going to be something like that, but now we've seen it. I just look at that and all of these numbers and take them in as information going forward. So if a similar level grail drops with this much enthusiasm and we have these many users, which the users are always growing, we know what the numbers are going to look like. So if the user count were to double, yeah, these numbers potentially could double. So, but what I find so interesting is this 10,000 number. You always question, okay, what happens if they would have had 60,000? What happens if they had 20,000? It certainly would have pushed these numbers down. And so that seems to be the sweet spot right now, 10,000. There's 10,000 people that are willing to spend at least 800 for a common. It'd be hard to find a comic that people want as much as AF15, but another big-time comic like Hulk 181, which is the first appearance of Wolverine, or X-Men 1, or Incredible Hulk 1, or some of these other great ones, when they come out, they're going to be valuable. We're going to have to try and figure out how many users compared to now, and, of course, how many mint numbers again. And that will give us a feel for what those price points might be so we can plan for that. Let's talk a little bit about what my thoughts are right now with the environment after AF15. So I think everything's down, and we're looking for them to come back to their all-time highs. And as I've said before, I don't necessarily think all of them are. Maybe most of them, I don't know. And there's two reasons for that. Number one is we'd have to really get a lot more users in to push these prices back up, and they'd have to put in money. The second thing is, of course, is that people were buying gems for 50% off or 70% off, and now really can't do that. So that's exciting because we've moved past that and we're 1 for 1, but we're still feeling that because you're like, oh, for example, Todd is around 1.6 K right now. And so you're like, oh, it was 10,000, but was it when people were buying gems for 50% off or 70% off? Maybe if you look at it that way, Todd in that world would be 3,200, but now is at 1,600. So that's what I mean. We're still feeling effects, I think, of some of that gem buying that happened, months back. But as we move forward, these numbers for gems versus dollars, I think, are going to be pretty close. And so, but it's going to take a lot for it to get back to that. So in the interim here, and in terms of looking at things from kind of a shorter term perspective, I know some of us, you're like, oh, I'm going to keep this walt forever and it's going to be worth tons and tons of money. And that may be true. But let's look at the next coming months and what is down right now, and you could take a chance at. That's what I'm constantly doing, really looking at catalysts that are happening in the next 6 to 12 months. And where can I kind of get in right now where it's low, and then when that catalyst comes, maybe sell and make a little bit of profit. Okay, so let's go through a couple of them. Okay, so Black Panther 2 is coming. The trailer is out. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. And so the Black Panther NFT is gorgeous on the app. the common is relatively low. You could take a shot at that. It's rumored. Two rumors are that Doctor Doom will show up at some point in that, and or Storm will show up at some point in that. We have both of them on the app. If you want to take a chance on a common or something like that, both of the prices are relatively low. So in Doctor Doom's situation, it would be the Mighty Marvel, or it would be Fantastic Four #5, which is his first appearance. Moving forward, when you're looking at the Marvel schedule, next summer there is going to be the Marvels, which would have Captain Marvel. We don't have Captain Marvel right now, but we do have Ms. Marvel, and she's going to be in there. We also have Monica Rambeau will be in there, and we have her comic. So both of those are down right now. Marvel Now .1 is Ms. Marvel. That's when she becomes Ms. Marvel in the comics. Kamala Khan does, so that would be one to take a look at. And, of course, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is coming out. We don't have many of those, but we do have Groot. We have 2 Groots. And so maybe you want, especially the one where he's in the pot, the Christmas one is relatively low, so maybe you want to take a shot at that. And once that movie comes out and there's more, and I think really maybe they don't do another Groot when Guardians of the Galaxy comes out, but they have Star-Lord or Drax or other, collectibles, and people are like, oh, I really want to get all the Guardians of the Galaxy, put them together in my vault, have them together. That's when they'll go back and try and buy some of these Groots. So that's something to think about. I think about that all the time. I've discussed that. Okay, other ones to look at would be Mandalorian Season 3 is coming up. I'm not sure exactly when that's going to be, but it will be perhaps next spring. And Boba Fett could show up once again. He is a Mandalorian. So I know that one is down. The commons, I think, are under 30 gems at this point. So maybe take a shot at that. And then next summer, this movie was delayed for a lot of different reasons, is Into the Spider-Verse #2, which is the big Miles Morales sequel movie. So we have Ultimate Fallout 4. That one has come down a lot. Maybe you take a shot at that, and next summer you could sell some of them and make some profit. Just some other ones. So D23, which is a huge convention that Disney puts on, they'll talk about a lot of things, but they will also talk about more of their game plan for the future for the MCU. And in the last one, there was the one at San Diego, they had no mention of mutants at all, which is odd, very odd. And we know they're coming. So any of the X-Men comics I think could be interesting. The two that I think that I would highlight here would be X-Men 266, which is the first appearance of Gambit. Once again, why did they have Gambit? They could have done a lot of different first appearances. Gambit has been a movie that has been rumored for many years, so maybe we see a Gambit movie or TV show announced at that D23. That comic could go up, and that comic only has 20,000 mints. I'm liking some of these comics that only have 20,000 mints. Maybe take a shot at that one. In addition, I think they're going to probably announce Deadpool 3. So many rumors right now. So New Mutants 98, we've had that on the app for a long, long time. The common has come down, and even the secret rare has come down quite a bit. So New Mutants 98, Deadpool's first appearance, maybe we take a shot at that. That could be announced at D23, but then, of course, the movie, I don't know when the movie will come out, maybe a couple years. But even the announcement, we could see a kick up in the comics or collectibles here on the app. And then my last one, which is a total flyer, is, because I've just always been so curious about it, is we know they're going to do a big announcement on Mutants and X-Men. Is it possible that they announce they're going to do an House of X and Powers of X movie? We have those on the app, and everybody, I mean, literally, I've never met anybody that didn't enjoy that X-Men story. It churns everything upside down in the X-Men universe, which maybe they like to do. They just don't want to repeat the origin stories of all these X-Men. So House of X and Powers of X, all of those are down a little bit. Maybe you take a shot at that. That's what I got for you this week. Thanks for watching. Contact me on Sleeping Comics if you're interested in a hat. I appreciate you all. Take care.